The enigma of the Night King. A stark connection. The Night King remains an enigmatic figure. His origins and motivations are shrouded in mystery. One intriguing theory suggests a possible connection to House Stark. Could this fearsome leader of the White Walkers be a Stark himself? The show provides tantalizing clues, but no definitive answers. This lack of clarity only deepens the mystery. The possibility of the Night King being a Stark is a compelling one. It raises questions about the nature of good and evil. It challenges our understanding of the Starks themselves. Could a family known for their honor and sense of justice have produced such a monstrous being? The Night King's very existence poses a threat to the living. If he were indeed a Stark, it would add a tragic layer to the story. It would be a betrayal of the values that the Starks hold dear. The idea of a Stark turning against their own kin is a chilling thought. Bran's vision, a glimpse into the past. Bran Stark's powers as the three-eyed raven offer glimpses into the past. In a pivotal vision, he witnesses the creation of the Night King. The children of the forest transform a man into the first White Walker. This man appears to be a first man. The Starks are descendants of the first men. This connection between the Night King's origins and the Stark's lineage is significant. It lends credence to the theory that the Night King could be a Stark. The vision is blurry and open to interpretation. However, the visual similarities between the man and certain Stark characters like Robb and Rickon are striking. This connection deepens the mystery surrounding the Night King's identity. It raises questions about the potential motivations behind his actions. Could he be driven by a long-held vendetta against his own bloodline? The possibility is intriguing. The Night King and the Starks, a troubled history. The Night King's interactions with the Starks are significant. He seems to have a particular interest in them. He targets them specifically throughout the series. This focus suggests a deeper connection than mere animosity. He has a rivalry with Jon Snow, a Stark by blood. He pursues Bran relentlessly. He has a climactic confrontation with Arya Stark. These encounters are pivotal to the storyline. They shape the fate of Westeros. This focus on the Starks could be interpreted in various ways. Perhaps he seeks to eliminate the Stark bloodline entirely. Maybe he sees them as the greatest obstacle to his plans. His motivations remain shrouded in mystery. The Night King's connection to the Starks is undeniable. Whether it's one of kinship or hatred remains to be seen. Their fates are intertwined. The outcome of their struggle has significant consequences for the living. Whispers from the past. Old Nan's tales. Old Nan's stories provide glimpses into the history of Westeros. She recounts the legend of the Night's King. This figure is a previous Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. He falls in love with a woman described as cold and beautiful, likely a White Walker. The Night's King is said to have ruled the Night Fort. He reigns alongside his icy queen for 13 years. He is eventually defeated by a combination of Starks and Wildlings. Old Nan tells Bran that the Night's King was a Stark himself. She claims he was a brother of Brandon the Breaker. This tale is significant because it establishes a precedent for a Stark becoming the leader of the White Walkers. It introduces the idea of a Stark with a connection to the icy creatures. This story adds weight to the theory that the current Night King might also be a Stark. While Old Nan's stories are often dismissed as folklore, they often hold kernels of truth. The possibility of the Night's King being a Stark adds another layer of intrigue to the Night King's potential lineage. It fuels the speculation surrounding his true identity. Section 5: Visual Clues and Thematic Parallels. Throughout the series, there are subtle visual clues that hint at the Night King's possible Stark lineage. His physical appearance bears a resemblance to some Stark family members. The show often draws visual parallels between him and the Starks, particularly in scenes set in Winterfell. Thematically, the Night King's story shares similarities with the Stark's history. Both are ancient lineages with deep roots in the north. Both are connected to the magic and mythology of Westeros. The Night King's obsession with ending the world mirrors the Stark's duty to protect the realm from threats beyond the wall. These visual and thematic parallels, while not conclusive, add fuel to the theory of the Night King's Stark ancestry. They suggest a deeper connection between the two, beyond just being enemies. These parallels invite viewers to consider the possibility that the Night King's motivations are more complex than simple destruction. The creators of the show are known for their attention to detail. The recurring visual motifs and thematic parallels suggest a deliberate effort to link the Night King with the Starks. Whether this link is one of blood or simply a metaphorical connection remains a subject of debate. Section 6. The Counterarguments, lack of concrete evidence. Despite the compelling circumstantial evidence, the theory that the Night King is a Stark lacks concrete proof. The show never explicitly confirms his lineage. Some argue that the lack of definitive proof weakens the theory. They believe it relies too heavily on speculation and interpretation. The show's creators have stated that the Night King is not meant to be a complex character with a detailed backstory. They intended him to be a more symbolic representation of death and destruction. This creative choice suggests that his lineage might not be as significant as some viewers believe. The theory's reliance on circumstantial evidence makes it vulnerable to alternative interpretations. The visual and thematic parallels could be coincidental. The lack of concrete proof leaves room for doubt. While the lack of definitive proof does not disprove the theory, it does require viewers to suspend their disbelief to a certain extent. The theory remains a matter of speculation and interpretation rather than a confirmed fact. Section 7. Unanswered Questions and the Allure of Mystery. The mystery surrounding the Night King's origins is part of what makes him such a compelling antagonist. The lack of concrete answers allows viewers to speculate and come up with their own theories. The possibility that he could be a Stark adds another layer of intrigue to the story. The show's ending, while conclusive in terms of the Night King's defeat, leaves many questions unanswered. The mystery of his connection to the Starks, if any, remains unresolved. This ambiguity allows for continued discussion and debate among fans. The Night King's story highlights the power of unanswered questions in storytelling. They can spark curiosity and keep audiences engaged long after a story has ended. The enduring fascination with the Night King's true identity is a testament to the allure of mystery. Whether or not the Night King is revealed to be a Stark in future installments of the Game of Thrones universe remains to be seen. For now, the mystery surrounding his true nature continues to captivate audiences. Section 8. The Night King's Demise. Did it reveal his true nature? The Night King's demise at the hands of Arya Stark was a pivotal moment in the series. It marked the end of a millennia-old threat. However, it also raised questions about the Night King's true nature. Did his defeat offer any insights into his possible Stark lineage? Some viewers believe that the Night King's reaction to Arya's attack hinted at a recognition of his own bloodline. His expressions seemed to convey a sense of surprise, perhaps even a flicker of kinship, before he shattered into ice. Others argue that this interpretation is subjective, and that the Night King's expression remained emotionless. The manner of the Night King's death, being defeated by a Stark, could be seen as a tragic irony if he were indeed a member of that house. It would suggest a cyclical nature to the conflict between the Starks and the White Walkers. Ultimately, the Night King's demise did not provide definitive answers. It left room for multiple interpretations and fueled ongoing speculation about his true nature. Section 9. The Enduring Legacy of the Night King. The Night King's reign of terror may have ended. However, his legacy continues to haunt the world of Westeros. The threat he posed united the living against a common enemy. His defeat came at a great cost. The possibility of his Stark lineage adds a layer of tragedy to his story. It raises questions about the nature of fate and the enduring power of blood ties. The Night King's story serves as a cautionary tale. It reminds us that even the most ancient and powerful houses are not immune to darkness. The Night King's story, much like the man himself, remains shrouded in mystery. The lack of concrete answers ensures his continued presence in the hearts and minds of viewers. The Night King's tale is a reminder that some questions are better left unanswered. The mystery surrounding his true nature is part of what makes his story so compelling.